What's going on, CALIVEGANs, and welcome into another episode of the CALIVEGAN podcast, the number one and only calisthenics podcast. Have you realized how many times I confuse the word podcast in the intro? If you have noticed, please leave a comment. But yeah, the only calisthenic podcast that focuses to help vegan men build muscle and become better role model for the vegan movement. And this is also a podcast that is based on a conversation between me and you. So you ask the questions and I cover the topics. So as you're joining in, make sure that you drop some questions so we get the party started. Last week, we didn't have a podcast, and that's your fault. Everyone was very sad on the news, television. Everyone was mentioning the sad reality of not having an episode of the CALIVEGAN podcast, because after I rambled about my life, no one asked questions. So make sure that as you're joining in, you ask questions about calisthenics, how to build muscle, vegan nutrition, animal rights, whatever you feel like it, my personal life, whatever you want, and let's get the party started. Even if you're not staying, just drop a question. And so what's happening in my life? I'm high on microdosing right now. Literally, I am. I took it. So I'm taking these thing that is called, I don't remember, CPC LSD, and it's like some legal form of LSD. And I'm trying microdosing because, guys, I have ADHD and I'm an addict. And so I wanted to try if microdosing LSD could help me overall. And when I took it, depending on the day, when I took it, it feels better or worse. Today, it doesn't really feel good. I'm fucking sweaty and I'm kind of nervous, and it didn't help me to focus at all. But I must say that, like, overall, because I don't take it every day, it's like once every 2 days. Overall, my anxiety level are lower since I'm microdosing. However, I have this thought about microdosing because, you have all of these people that are like, oh yeah, microdosing is amazing, it's a healthy way to treat your ADHD or whatever. We are just getting high. That's the reality of it. In another way, is a safer way of getting high, is a way of getting high that, by the way, drop some questions, guys. You need to make sure that you drop some questions as you're joining in, because otherwise, after I ramble about my life, I'm just going to close this and everyone is going to be sad. But yeah, it's just another way of getting high. So if you have an addictive personality, you have ADHD, and you're constantly looking for dopamine and a stimulus, microdosing on LSD or microdosing on, magic mushrooms is just a way of getting high. And that's why you feel more focused, because you're calming down your mind by giving it what she wants, what it wants. Is it a she, the mind, or a he? Who knows? But yeah, it's just a way of coping with these problems. Anyway, I did see some questions. I also wanted to introduce you to a book that I bought, Understanding Calisthenics. And I don't know when I will have time to read it, but the good news is, like, giving a quick read to this, it seems like the approach that this guy has, Michael Schultz, which is a calisthenics champion. Is very straightforward. It keeps the workout simple. Exercise selection, again, very simple. And the approach is progressive overload from a rep range and an isometric hold range that you want to target before going back and increase the intensity to then work on more volume again, which is exactly how I've been training. But I'm sure I can learn a lot from this book and improve my workouts. And that's it. I finished with my rambling. Hopefully we have something to talk about today. Let's go down here. Hello. Drop some questions as you're joining in. So Sodeman Manjai is asking, have you ever tested your testosterone? Yeah, I actually recently done my blood work about, I think, less than a month ago. And my testosterone level were, I think they were just below 600. I think it was 580. I was in the middle within the healthy range. I think the maximum was 800 and the minimum was 300, something like that. So it was around the middle of the healthy range. So yeah, doing good with testosterone. Fitty Vegan said, what should we do for organs health? I have no clue. I guess just do everything that you need to do in order to take care of your body as a whole, and organs will follow. I don't think of my healthy habit, fitness habit, or the food that I put in my body, thinking, what organ is getting benefits from this food. I don't do that. But we have Amsterdam Tarzan saying, Haritaki is great for organ health. I have no clue what Haritaki is. Hello. As you're joining in, make sure that you drop some questions so we keep the live alive. But for now there is no questions, so I'm going to leave soon if you guys don't have any questions, because I really do base this live on Q&A. But I do wanted to mention something that I find absurd, is how many times I hear non-vegans saying that, killing is not abuse. Like, so many people, when you talk about the fact that consuming, let's just simplifying it, saying that that we're talking only about meat. And I mentioned to this guy today, meat is animal abuse, and the guy told me, it's not abuse if the animal had a good life, but killing is abuse. Like, I really don't understand why so many people truly think that killing is not abuse, or I don't know what's the definition that people have of abuse. But obviously when you talk about abuse, you're including many things. You're including some violent acts, some cruel acts, some selfish act. When you are using someone to get a benefit. You know, a lot of bad things fall under the word abuse. And I don't understand how so many people can disconnect, or how can so many people can just put the killing on another page and say, oh no, killing is not abuse. Like, what would you choose? Would you prefer to be slapped in the face for like half an hour straight, or would you like to die? You probably prefer to be slapped in the face for half an hour rather than dying. You know, it's going to be horrible to be slapped in the face for 30 minutes straight, but at least you can continue with your life. Maybe a little traumatized, but you're still living. So, I really don't understand why people feel justified to kill animals and thinking that it's not abuse. Just crazy. It just doesn't make sense. How large of a part does genetics play in fitness? A huge part. In fact, I really, I often get a lot of hate on my account saying, oh, you'd be stronger if you didn't eat meat, if you ate meat, or people saying, oh, I eat meat, I'm stronger, or they are not, they just talk because they are a hater. But here's the thing, you always have people doing the same things, achieving different kind of results. Like, how many people is training together with Usain Bolt? Like Usain Bolt, the fastest man on earth, is not training by himself. There's people training with him, doing the same things, but he's still the fastest one. So genetics does play a huge role. However, everyone can make progress. Every single person can make progress, and you should have a competition that's only like against yourself. Okay, I had clients that started with me with the like usual super skinny look, right? That you would say, okay, this person is one of these super hard gainers, but once they got the right workout plan and they started to make progress in strength, they started to build muscle, started making progress. So genetics play a huge part in your speed of progress, in like where you can get, but it doesn't have to, you don't have to focus too much on your end goal, because your end goal should be being better than yesterday, being better than last week. If you are doing better, whatever is your like fitness goal, whether it's getting leaner, getting stronger, building muscles, getting better, progressing, it's all in matter. Okay, I wouldn't focus too much on the end results. Just enjoy the next coming result, if that makes sense. That's one thing. And another thing that I want to say about the genetic part is that this is why I don't like bodybuilding and all these hype that is around bodybuilding, because it literally becomes a matter of who takes more drugs. Because I should correct myself from what I said before, because actually building muscle can be a goal, but until a certain point. Like if you're a beginner, I'm 99% sure that most people are going to be able to build muscle. Even if you think that you're a hard gainer, trust me, you've never had a proper workout plan. If you have a workout plan that makes sense, everyone can build at least 5 kilograms of muscle. I'm convinced. I've seen skinny guys that are the stereotypical hard gainers. They get into a good workout plan, they start progressive overload, and they build muscle. However, there is a limit to that. You're going to have people that build much more muscle than others. And you cannot expect from yourself to build an X amount of muscle. You don't have control over it. Okay, so yes, as a beginner, you can have that goal of, okay, I want to build muscle, but it's not sustainable in the long run because you're going to hit a wall at a certain point. You might not make any more progress, like it really depends from the individuals. And in fact, to be honest, the way I have built muscle throughout my fitness journey has actually been not focusing on building muscle. For me, the focus was always getting stronger, pushing hard in the gym, and as a result of that, I built muscle. But the goal of building X amount of muscle, again, apart from if you are a beginner, and then you can have that because you're probably going to be able to build at least 5 kilograms of muscle, like almost everyone. Okay, you really need to have very, very bad genetics. But you only know if you have bad genetics if you have committed to a proper workout plan for at least 1 to 2 years. Okay. But otherwise, I wouldn't have that goal of I want to build X amount of muscle once as a long-term goal, because you end up doing what the bodybuilding scene is doing, like taking steroids. So focus more on strength. Focus more on your progression within your workout. It's much more satisfying, and it's actually under your control. The progression in strength, if you're consistent and your workout plan makes sense, it's endless. You will forever make some kind of progress. For some people it's quicker, for some people it's lower, but you will make progress in strength, and it will satisfy you, let's say, much more, right, than chasing the goal of building muscle. Because for most people, those physiques that you see online are not achievable, because those are like top genetics when it comes to build muscle, or top steroid users. Do you have questions here? It's going to be very sad if we don't have any more questions. Sad. It is going to be sad. However, if you got value from that, and you're a vegan man who want to build muscle, I can help you with my CALIVEGAN program. I have already helped more than 300 vegan men build muscle with calisthenics and become better role model. You will get a personalized calisthenics workout plan that you can do from home. Okay, I'll tailor a progression of calisthenics exercises specifically to you, so you can focus on technique. And we'll organize a nutrition plan based on a caloric target that's going to help you develop a lean physique so you can get those visible abs. And we base the nutrition on a whole plant food diet, which is high in fruit, and we avoid or eliminate everything that's processed and supplements, so we can optimize our health. Because that's what diet's for. Diet is to optimize health. We shouldn't be thinking about diet all the time to optimize muscle growth. That's stupid. That's outdated. And then you will get access to me all the time. So this is how you get faster results, getting feedback on what you're doing. And every time you have a doubt, and you feel stuck, you have someone that has already walked that path of beginner and can help you get faster results. So if that sounds good to you, just drop me a DM saying CALIVEGAN, and we'll have a conversation about your fitness goals and how I can help you achieve them. Peace.